Hey, what's up? This is Connor here, and this is to Gundam modelers, to anybody that has like these Gundam markers. This is a red Gundam marker. If you guys use these, what I really don't use these as much. Like, I think it's harder to just directly use this onto your plastic. I think it's a lot harder to do that. And normally I use either a normal brush, or I use my airbrush, which is right here, to paint Gundams. And I had an idea to because I really don't use the Gundam markers. I only need the paint. I had the idea of getting the paint out and putting them into these jars, these little prescription bottles here. And don't get the wrong idea; these were empty to begin with. And what I did was, basically, I tested it first to see if it worked. I think it's a dark Gundam blue. I tested it. I cut open the pen, and I put the paint inside of the, and I put the paint inside, and it's still liquidy, and I left it for 24 hours sealed, and it worked. So basically, if you wanna do this, if you wanna just manually paint it on yourself without having to worry, without using the marker, then go ahead and do that. My point is, whenever I use these Gundam markers straight up and directly onto the plastic, it really doesn't come out the way I want it to. Like, it looks really black, and it looks like unmixed paint, which is not what I want on the plastic. So basically what I do is I just take it out and just sort of put it in these little bottles. And so far I've almost gotten all of them. But right now I'm just gonna show you what I do. Is, well, obviously you need some sort of bottle. I use these old prescription bottles that were empty. They were empty. And pardon the mess, but yeah, I'm still not done with my Master Grade Destiny Extreme Blast mode. So let me just sit this down real quick. Alright, so what I do is I basically just take the prescription bottle, open it up, and I clean it out first, because there's sometimes when I've opened them up, there's like some dust left from the prescription, and I have a feeling that it will contaminate the paint if you don't clean it out. So just take some sort of cloth and just clean it out, and it looks pretty clean. Next, you take the Gundam marker which you want to sacrifice, and you basically just cut this off gently, so that way the paint doesn't go flying everywhere. So, okay, there we go. And then you just pour it into the bottle. And the little marble that's in there, I keep it in there because sometimes I like to swirl the paint around, and it'll mix the paint really well. And then, since you don't need this anymore, you just plop it in the trash. Now, I definitely recommend, I found not many, I don't think a lot of people know this, but Gundam markers, the paint is enamel, so obviously I'm going to put enamel thinner in. Just a few drops of enamel. Just like a couple of drops. Okay. And then I just stir it up. Until it's like somewhat nice looking and presentable. And it looks good right now. And then I just wipe the excess off with a rag or something off your stir stick. Alright, so now that that's done, you can go ahead and seal it up. And what I do is I label them with some tape and the Sharpie pen. So let me just go ahead and do that now. And this is Gundam Red. And there we go. So now you have paint. This basically saves you a trip from A, going to a model store, and B, going online and getting more Gundam markers, because there's excess paint left in there, and it's not a really good idea to throw all that paint away. But basically, I completely emptied the Gundam markers and they're in the trash right now. So what I'm going to do is, I have one more, so I'm going to go ahead and show that once again. How to do that. Whoops. Come on, phone. There we go. This is my first time making a video for Gundam guys, so please be gentle with me. So basically, the little marble is going to stir it up, mix the paint really well. So this is Gundam White, and let me just go ahead and clean it out, because remember, there's always going to be dust from whatever prescription was in there, and I have a feeling that it will contaminate the paint, or it could possibly dry it up. I really don't know what effect prescription drug dust has effect on paint or not, and yeah, I gotta clean that up later. Just spilled all over my floor. That's another thing. You gotta be careful with cutting your stuff, because otherwise stuff like that will happen. But that's not a problem. I can just clean it up later. But remember that Gundam markers are enamel, so you're gonna need enamel thinner to either thin them or clean them up. Okay, so that's all the paint. And I keep the marble in there. You don't have to, but I keep it in there because I'm kind of lazy to take it out, and plus I think it'll help stir the paint. It'll stir the paint up whenever. So just a few drops of thinner. I like to put like 3 drops in there just for safekeeping. Okay, come on, bottle. Okay. And then I just take a stir stick and mix it up. Okay. Wipe off the excess with a rag. And then you close it off. And take your tape, Sharpie marker, and label it. This is Gundam White. W-H-E. There you go. And then you just stick it onto the bottle. Okay, there we go. So now I got all these paints ready to go whenever I need them. If it's for touch-ups or anything like that, I could just hand brush it, which I think hand brushing is good to do. And remember that Gundam marker paint is enamel, so you're gonna need enamel paint thinner. This is a Tester's enamel paint thinner, and it worked great. It worked great for me. Like I said, I tested it first with this dark Gundam blue. That's what I call it. It's like a really, really dark kind of blue. It's kind of like the Freedom, like the dark Freedom blue on the Freedom Gundam. I tested that first. I left it sitting there for 24 hours when it had the lid on, and with the thinner and everything, and it worked fine. And just a quick glimpse of my Destiny extreme blast mode, fully painted. I'm just putting on the decals right now. This is fully painted and panel lined. But that'll come later. So yeah, this is for anybody that wants to get the paint out of their Gundam markers. That's a quick and easy way, and they can either use it on other model kits. I think that you can be able to put this in an airbrush, is what I think. I'll test that out to see if you can put it in an airbrush, which I think you can, but most of the time, whenever I'm going to use these paints, I'm going to do it manually, brush in. So yeah, thanks for watching.